Hello and welcome to Phase 3. I'm your host, Braden Holacek, and I'm here today with Branson Schulte and Adam Schultz, both engineering students here at Fort Hays. In Phase 1, we'll get to know them a little bit before we put them to the test in Phases 2 and 3. So first off, thanks for being here today, guys. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Adam Schultz. I'm from Berlin, Wisconsin, and I'm a physics and pre-engineering student here at Fort Hays.
Cool. Branson, how about you?
Yeah, hi, I'm Branson Schulte. I'm from Ellsworth, which is not too far from here, but I'm also a pre-engineering student here because Fort Hays doesn't offer a full engineering degree, but we'll have to transfer to K-State or somewhere to finish it up.
So first off, what drove you guys to wanting to become engineering students? Adam, how about you?
It's going to sound a little weird, but my first interest was when I first saw the show Big Bang Theory, which is kind of a funny show, but it kind of piqued my interest in that stuff, and I started getting more involved in high school, and then kind of like sparked my interest in engineering.
That's cool. Branson, how about you?
A little more boring than that. I just kind of liked math and science, and so engineering was the path that way.
Have you watched the Big Bang Theory?
I have.
You have? So which one of you guys like it more, Adam or?
Well, I own all seasons with special scenes.
So you, so probably you.
That's cool. So you guys are both freshmen. As a freshman, has it been overwhelming to start here at Hays? Has it been more easygoing?
I feel like it's very friendly and open here at Hays. It's just getting used to the transition from high school has been the hardest part.
Yeah. Branson, how about you?
Yeah, the transition is pretty big, but I mean, Hays is kind of like a high school. I mean, you get to know your teachers pretty well, and you get that one-on-one relationship. So. Yeah,
I guess I remember my first semester. It seemed like it was a lot on your plate. Has that kind of been what it's been for you guys?
A bit. It's a bit more than high school, because high school was more kick back and relax, where college is like, you know, your future is like kind of like you have to pay for it. Is the big thing. And so you don't want to screw up is the big thing.
Okay. So what have you enjoyed the most about your major so far?
Well, the fact that there's barely anybody in our program. So we get plenty of time to talk with our teacher and actually have that one-on-one time connection. Whereas other classes, you might have 30, 40 students in it. We have 15, 14.
So how much time do you spend often with your teachers? Like each day? Is it kind of like a 30-year day or?
Kind of depending on like when you have your classes, because a lot of classes aren't every day, but you can go in and see your professor whenever and get that help that you need, or whatever notes, anything that you need from class.
So how many different areas, I guess, of work can you go into after receiving your degree? Like, is there so many different degrees like you have possibility of going into? And what area do you guys hope to go into after school?
See, it's almost too many to say. There's many different types of engineering fields: agriculture, computer science, computer technology, chemical, civil engineering. There's just a vast variety of them. The one I think I'm going into is chemical engineering.
Okay, are you pretty confident or?
Confident, decently well, but I know it'll be a big challenge, but I look forward to it.
Yeah. Branson, how about you?
Yeah, I was also kind of looking at chemical engineering, or maybe mechanical engineering, which is just one of the broad engineerings that you can get quite a few different jobs, career paths with them.
Following my footsteps, I see.
And you guys said like off the air that you would have to maybe transfer after Hays. So is there a lot of different options, or would you guys mentioned like K-State earlier? Would that be the best option for you guys?
See, the big thing is the program here. The physics department has a 3-2 program, so it's 3 years at Fort Hays, and we'll get a degree in physics, and we transfer to K-State for 2 years and finish up some of our engineering classes, and we'll get a degree in engineering.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
And a minor in math. So.
Yeah. So basically 2 degrees
for
5 years.
5 years. So. Okay. So what's been the most exciting thing about like learning this in this major so far?
Well, it's a lot more fun and more nitty-gritty and very, very touchy. Like, you have to, if you make one small mistake, everything goes wrong.
So very tedious work then?
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the complex stuff that we've learned about, like just like small talks about what we will be learning are kind of cool too. Like really advanced and theoretical physics is.
Yeah. So what worries you the most about going into this field or major?
Let's see, I'd probably have to say the workload, because on some of the tougher assignments, it can take up to an hour or two just to finish one problem. And just trying to balance that with other classes, it's kind of hard, I will say.
I don't know if I'd be able to do that, honestly.
Yeah.
Is it, have you guys found a good way or a good plan to kind of counterbalance that?
Yeah, there's plenty of tutors you can go to if you need those, and like I said, going to your teacher, like they have office hours, and you can just go in and see them and get help whenever, which is really nice.
That's new. That's good.
All-nighters, 5-hour energy, also great options.
So when we come back, we will test our guests and see how much they have learned so far. Stay tuned.
When you're a student in the Media Studies program, you're going to be taking classes that cover a wide range of topics, from audio production to traditional video and television studio production, all the way up to sports production and film and documentary production.
As soon as students get here, we hand them a camera and let them get started if they want, so they could get out of this university with 4 years of experience.
We're the only university in the country, as far as I know, that has a curriculum path to get students certified in the video production side, the audio production side, and the newsroom management side, all three of those.
We are going to show you how to use the tools that you have at your disposal to craft imaginative, fantastic stories. You're going to be a content producer. You're going to learn how to do that right here at Fort Hays State University.
I had to leave my parents. I had to move schools. Everything keeps changing. I'm sure glad you're here.
There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
Play Eric Amarola's Race Day Mix.
Welcome back. This is our second phase where we'll be testing our guests on their engineering knowledge and what they have learned so far. So we're going to be doing a quiz portion, if you guys could grab your whiteboards. So we're going to be doing 6 questions here. So the first one is, what refers to a metal combined with one or more other elements? Is it A, metal, B, alloy, C, metalloy, or D, gas? Okay, you guys can show them when you're done. Okay, the answer is B, alloy, so you guys both got that one correct.
Darn.
So our second question.
Can't let you beat me.
What refers to a shape achieved by allowing a liquid to solidify a mold? Is it A, casting, B, scalding, C, scolding, or D, fading? And it is A, casting, so you guys both got that one correct.
Oh boy, this will be interesting.
All right, so number 3. What is defined as the force per unit area? Is it A, pressure, B, energy, C, work, or D, power? Okay, and it is A, so you guys both got that one. All right.
You truly are my rival.
Number 4, what can destroy diamond? Is it A, acid, B, intense heat, or C, a hammer?
Or D, Adam.
See, I know it's not a hammer, and I know it's not acid.
So you guys both got that one correct. B, intense heat. So we got 2 more questions left here. Number 5, the word engineer comes from a Latin word meaning what? A, structure, B, cleverness, or C, creation?
Good question.
And it is B, so you guys both got that one correct. You guys are tied. Heading into the last question.
You're missing this.
Did you save the hardest for the last?
I think so. I hope so, anyway. So the last one is, a steel cannot qualify as stainless prefix until it has at least how many percent of chromium? Is it A, 10%, B, 3%, C, 12%, or D, 15%? And it is A, 10%. So Branson, you got the win on the last question. So the final score, Branson had 6, all 6 correct, and Adam had 5. So that will wrap up our second segment here. And up next will be our final phase, where we will test our guest skills even further. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
My name is Allie, and I'm a senior business major at Fort Hays. I love working for TMN. It has made me a more experienced photographer and really helped me professionally due to all the changing environments and the different opportunities. I've also been able to meet and talk to a lot of people, which has helped bring me out of my shell.
I had to pack
That'll be
my
so.
things. I had to leave my home. And I never knew where I was going next. But then you came along.
There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
Tiger Media Network is the independent student media organization here at Fort Hays State University. It encompasses audio, video, print, photography, digital news. There's a little bit of everything at TMN.
They offer so many different events, opportunities, so many different things to go out and do and learn so that you can make a more compelling story and just help develop you as a storyteller.
I toured this facility and I saw this radio station in the TV studio, and I was like, yeah, this is something that I definitely need to be a part of. Here, you know, I was instantly able to make my own content, being able to broadcast my own shows.
If you have a passion about sports or about news, it doesn't matter. You can come here and you can work from day one and get that experience that demonstrates your ability to be a professional in the media industry.
When you're a student in the Media Studies program, you're going to be taking classes that cover a wide range of topics from audio production to traditional video and television studio production, all the way up to sports production and film and documentary production.
As soon as students get here, we hand them a camera and let them get started if they want, so they could get out of this university with 4 years of experience.
We're the only university in the country, as far as I know, that has a curriculum path to get students certified in the video production side, the audio production side, and the newsroom management side, all 3 of those.
We are going to show you how to use the tools that you have at your disposal to craft imaginative, fantastic stories. You're going to be a content producer. You're going to learn how to do that right here at Fort Hays State University.
All right, so to end things, our guest will be showing us some drawing skills and how these skills will help them in their area of study. So you guys ready? Okay,
Yeah.
So let's get started. So you guys are gonna be basically judging each other's or critiquing each other's at the end, but there's a diagram that you guys are gonna be drawing. So I guess you guys can just get started whenever, and really interested to see. Really interested to see what you guys draw, because...
So I'm going to try and explain as I'm going along, but a free body diagram is pretty much just, it's a way of calculating friction between objects. It's quite simple, but very complex.
It's a picture that just tells us where or like what direction all the forces are going and what they are.
Okay.
This is useful if it actually helps us when they were originally calculating the static friction between certain objects.
So do you guys have to draw these like that often in class? Pretty often?
Yeah.
Pretty often.
Enough to the point where you cry when you see one.
I can't even imagine that feeling.
When you draw about 60 of them, just so you know that you have it perfect, just for him to tell you it's wrong, It's a great feeling.
Yeah, you guys talked about earlier how tedious the work can be.
It can be very tedious, but it's very rewarding when you get one right and fail the other 10.
I'm seeing Adams, but it's going to be interesting to see what Branson comes up with.
Whew.
What, you scared, Branson?
No. This isn't even for a grade.
It's not like we'd even know our grades.
True.
Wow.
I will say, engineering and physics is very fun. It's probably like the most fun I've ever had in schooling,
Oh, really?
but also the hardest I've ever had in
Hardest.
schooling.
Yeah, there's a lot of real-world applications that you can just use to reference. Like we did experiments with this in class. So I mean.
So like, is there other diagrams you guys have to know?
I mean, like these free body diagrams, we just draw like all the force vectors of like anything. So like we could do it with multiple objects.
Right.
So.
So like high school, I remember like doing ACAD, like drafting and stuff. Do you guys have to do that here at Hayes, or are you guys like kind of beyond that?
You're talking like
the
computer-aided
online,
drafting?
Yeah, like the draft.
We haven't really done really anything on computers other than graphing like results from calculations.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just finished up our main chapter on position vectors and everything, so now we're moving on to this fun subject.
Yeah. Is like the final, is it basically just tests for you guys, or do you guys have a lot of big projects you're working on?
See, it's going to be a comprehension test over everything we've learned. And based on the previous tests, it'll be a very, very fun one.
Wow.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
I think you're ready.
You guys ready? Okay.
Okay, well, there's mine.
I'm pretty close to the same.
Yeah. What do you guys think about, what do you guys critique 1 out of 10?
Okay, so
the
I
other
drew,
person's.
let's see, yours.
See, I didn't draw the normal force going down.
See, the first thing I can tell you about his is force of static friction doesn't go up the ramp.
Yours is going up the ramp.
Well, if that case, because my block is sliding down the ramp, but in
So
your
is
case, your block based on your free body diagram, as you can clearly see, is not moving because it has no force of pull or push on the block.
You're right. I didn't put the force of gravity pushing it down. I just assumed that it was understood from the
You should have known this.
From the x-axis.
Kayvon will be disappointed in you. So I'm based on Kayvon's grading scale, I'm giving you a 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10.
That's fair.
You
That's
miss
fair.
one thing, it's all
Wow.
wrong.
I can't even imagine.
As they described in class today, in NASA, if you use a calculator on any calculations, you've already made it wrong. People die, as they described.
So Branson, what would you?
This is pretty good.
I mean, it's got to be better than a 1, right?
Got like 1.8.
1.8 out of what? Oh, out of 10?
Out of 10.
All right.
Yeah, I did not expect the scores to be that low. So, but they could probably draw it better than me. So I'm actually pretty impressed. I'm just surprised the grade is that low. So that's all we have for this episode of Phase 3. Thank you so much to our guests for being here today. Make sure to tune in to next week's episode. Brandon Wolf will be your host and should be a lot of fun. I'm Braden Holacek. I hope you guys have a great day, and thanks for watching.